Narrator: they are the rainforests of the sea. Sprawling, vibrant cities teeming with life. But what exactly are corals? They are not plants, but tiny animals called polyps, living in vast colonies. These small creatures, often no bigger than a pencil eraser, are the master architects of the ocean's most spectacular structures. So, where do they come from? Corals begin as free-swimming larvae, drifting through the ocean until they find a hard surface to attach to. Once settled, a single polyp begins to divide and multiply, creating a colony of thousands of identical clones. They build their homes by extracting calcium carbonate from seawater, creating a hard skeleton that forms the foundation of the reef. Over thousands of years, these skeletons build up, creating the massive structures we see today. These incredible structures are not all the same. They form in different ways, creating three main types of coral reefs: fringing reefs, barrier reefs, and atolls. The most common type is the fringing reef. As the name suggests, these reefs grow in a fringe along the coastline. They start in the shallow waters right off the shore of continents and islands, slowly expanding out towards the sea. There is only a shallow lagoon, or sometimes no lagoon at all, separating the reef from the land. Fringing reefs are the youngest of the three reef types, a first step in a process that can span millions of years. As the land they surround begins to sink or sea levels rise, fringing reefs can evolve into barrier reefs. A barrier reef is separated from the coastline by a much wider and deeper lagoon. This expanse of water can be several miles wide, creating a protective barrier for the coastline against the full force of ocean waves. The most famous example is the Great Barrier Reef off the coast of Australia, a structure so vast it can be seen from space. It's not a single reef, but a complex system of over 2,900 individual reefs and 900 islands stretching for over 1,400 miles. The final and most fascinating stage in this evolution is the atoll. An atoll is a ring of coral that encloses a central lagoon. They are typically found in the open ocean, far from any land. Atolls form when a volcanic island, once fringed by a coral reef, completely sinks beneath the sea. The coral continues to grow upwards, keeping pace with the sinking land, forming a circular reef with a lagoon where the island once stood. This process, first theorized by Charles Darwin, creates a stunning, self-contained ecosystem, a jewel of life in the vast blue of the ocean. Why are they so important? Coral reefs are vital to the health of our planet. They occupy less than 1% of the ocean floor but support nearly a quarter of all marine species. Fish, mollusks, sea turtles, and countless other creatures depend on them for food, shelter, and breeding grounds. For humans, they are just as crucial. Reefs protect coastlines from storms and erosion, provide jobs for local communities through tourism and fishing, and are a source of new medicines. What do these tiny animals eat? Most reef-building corals have a fascinating partnership with microscopic algae called zooxanthellae that live within their tissues. Through photosynthesis, these algae provide the coral with up to 90% of its food. At night, the coral polyps extend their tentacles to catch tiny plankton and other small organisms drifting in the water, supplementing their diet. How do they grow? Coral growth is a slow and patient process. Depending on the species, a coral colony might grow only half an inch to a few inches per year. This growth is driven by the continuous division of polyps and the steady accumulation of their limestone skeletons. This slow growth leads to an incredible diversity of shapes. Why the different forms? A coral shape is a brilliant adaptation to its environment. In calm, deep waters, corals may grow into delicate, plate-like structures to maximize sunlight exposure for their algae. In areas with strong waves, they form robust, boulder-like shapes to withstand the constant force of the water. Branching corals create complex, three-dimensional habitats, offering protection to countless small fish. Are there many species? The diversity is staggering. There are over 6,000 known species of coral, each unique in its form, color, and role within the ecosystem. From the soft, swaying sea fans to the hard, intricate brain corals, this variety is what makes reefs so resilient and beautiful. These underwater metropolises are a testament to the power of cooperation and the slow, steady artistry of nature. They are ancient, essential, and breathtakingly beautiful. The story of coral is a story of life itself, and it's a story that is far from over.